Joining us, Democratic Senator Cory Booker of New Jersey. I love this. What are we even talking about? I wish we could inject more of that into our coverage. How are you feeling about the state of the race?
Well, I'm excited. I've been traveling all around. I'm going to head down to Pennsylvania tonight and seeing just so much work going on and people understanding that this election, like ones before, from Bush v. Gore, which came down to 520 some votes in that one state of Florida, to even Hillary Clinton's very narrow loss, even though she won the popular vote by millions, people understand that this could come down to a razor's edge and are taking nothing for granted. And from the states I've been to, it's just really exciting to see the energy and the enthusiasm.
We've been talking a lot about the right's reaction to this. I can't even believe it's worth reacting to, the notion that a woman can go into the voting booth and vote for whomever she wants. Sometimes you get a window where the mask slips and you realize how regressive the Trump right is, how disassociated from anything that's happening in 2024. But what do you make of the offensive message from the Harris campaign in the ad voiced by Julia Roberts that go into the booth and you do you, women?
Look, I have to say that this is who Donald Trump is. He has told us who he is time and time again, from the Access Hollywood tape to his very administration that stripped rights, basic rights and freedoms away from people, including the most perhaps sacrosanct right of all to control your own body, to the way he's conducted this campaign and the demeaning and the degrading things he said about women. This is who he is. What I love about the Kamala Harris campaign is that they are not reacting, they're being proactive. Mm-hmm. They're telling their own story. Theirs is a story that's really about elevation and empowerment, and I just love how they're taking it to him.
Yeah, they practice, all the non-reactivity that I think we've all been addicted to for 9 years of Trump, and it drives him crazy. I mean, what do you make of the closing message, the 75,000 people who came to hear her that day?
I mean, and came from far afield. I had this thought that it would be just like Maryland, Virginia, and Washington, D.C., but God, people came from all over the country in a stunning rebuke of what happened at that ellipse during the January 6th riots and storming of the Capitol and the insurrections. Here was a woman saying, we are America, and an emphasis on we. We are a nation where the lines that divide us are not nearly as strong as the ties that bind us. It is time to turn the page. And I just loved it. She is looking forward and does not want to allow our country to go back to the divisive, degrading, and demeaning ways of Donald Trump. And even more than that, she makes a contrast on policy because she really went into policies that are substantive. We have now had enough time to review his signature policy of his Trump tax cuts, which overwhelmingly went to the rich and the big corporations, blew a massive hole in our deficit, and have left families struggling in ways that they shouldn't. While she has a very substantive plan to making sure that everyone pays their fair share, but that working people, that middle-class folks get the benefit of a tax system that for too long has been slanted in the wrong direction. And so I'm excited for this, and it's promising. But I will say, I'm now preparing everything I can to make sure we win, not just win the Senate, but up and down the ballot, from local state Supreme Court races to the House of Representatives, and of course to the Senate. But we also have to be sure that after this election, I believe Kamala Harris will win, but that all of us then begin the work of defending our democracy against a guy who is using his platform right now to tell people if he loses, that it's an illegitimate election. He is trying to repeat his efforts, unjustifiable, proven time and time again in court after court after court, that it was ridiculous, his charges, that the election was not rightfully decided. Well, he is preparing to do that again. And already the kind of threats we're seeing and the kind of work they're doing to prepare to bring about unrest in our country. When this election's over and we've successfully defended the White House, we then have to work even harder to make sure that we defend our democracy and make sure that this really is an election that ends this time of Trump and brings us into a time of healing, of really repair and moving forward as a country.
mean, he talked about her pimp handlers, and his supporter called Puerto Rico a garbage can. Do you think that's possible?
Look, when somebody speaks and what they say is often more of a reflection of who they are than who they're talking about. Donald Trump continues to reveal who he is. We saw this during the incredible debate that Kamala Harris had with him. She was able to pull him out and show America yet again the chaotic, demeaning, degrading, lying person that he is. But again, what's going to define America on Election Day is not Donald Trump, it's how we respond to it. And the most important thing right now is for people to show that they love this country, and that's not sentimentality. Love is work, love is sacrifice, love is work. People need to come out and vote, because the worst thing in the world is for people to sit on the sidelines, because bad people are elected when good people don't vote.
It's so amazing. I mean, I just spoke to Sue Gordon, who had the same sentiment. Senator Cory Booker, thank you so much for taking some time to talk to us. It's great to see you.